When I was first ordained a priest almost 3 years ago, and I had my first Mass as a priest, we did it at my home parish. And it was a really big, great, glorious thing. Like, everyone was really happy and whatnot, including me. And then the people in the parish are like, "Oh, do you want to stay here and be our pastor?" And I'm like, "No." Last time someone did that, that's what happened. They tried to throw Jesus off a cliff. And you want me to stay here? I don't want to die. So they sent me up here. In our readings this weekend, we see this theme of love being played out in several different ways. In the very first reading, in the prophet of Jeremiah, we hear the prophet say, "Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you." And now it's very intense. And it's the word, that phrase, to know, right? Like, I know you. Oh yeah, I know who that is, or I know who that person, or I know what that is. That's one thing. But this, when God says that he knows you, it is something so intense that it causes our very existence. That his love for us is individual and intense to the point that we are created. That's how much his love for us is. It is so deep, and it is so intense, and it is so powerful that we exist. And we hear that displayed in the first reading very, very clearly. That it is not just this big thing, but it is individual. It's very specific to each of us, and every one of us has it. In the second reading, we hear what love looks like, how we can love one another, like how we love in this world. We hear St. Paul say that love is patient, love is kind, love is not pompous, it is not rude. We hear love is this, love is not this. We hear that it bears all things, endures all things, believes all things, hopes all things, love never fails, right? That is what love is. That is what love looks like. That is how we love another person, and that is how we love God. So in the first reading, we hear how God, his love and his ability to know us, makes us into, or creates us, right? And then the second reading, we hear what love literally looks like in this world. Then in the gospel, sadly, we hear about how all of those things that we heard in the first and second reading are rejected. See, what the people in the gospel didn't really see is that they literally had in front of them the physical embodiment of love itself. And they rejected it. And they tried to hurl it off a cliff. What the heck? Who does that? Except people who choose to reject love. They rejected the embodiment of love present in their midst. And they literally they weren't even doing this. Love is patient, love is kind, love is gentle, love is not pompous, nor is it rude. It bears all things, hopes all things, endures all things. They weren't doing any of that, obviously. Instead, their reaction was to take love and to literally push it out of their town. I hope for us, we have a much different reaction. Because tonight, at Mass, and every single time we come to Mass, we have once again the physical representation, the embodiment of love itself being made present on the altar before us. And again, we have the opportunity to do what the people in the gospel did, to reject that love, to not take it, to not embrace it, to not want it. We have the opportunity to do that. I don't know who in their right minds would do that, but we have that opportunity. And so as we have that choice, are we going to reject that love? Or are we going to hold out our hands and receive this love and take it within our own bodies, the most intimate way, that we possibly can. Receive Jesus. Are we going to reject him, or are we going to receive him? The beautiful thing about it, my brothers and sisters, is that God's love is a free gift. We have the opportunity to take it and to eat of it. As he says, take and eat. This is my body. This is my blood. We have that opportunity to take and receive it, or we have the opportunity to reject it. I hope for our sake, as Catholic Christians here today, that every one of us chooses to stand and to take him and to receive him and to do what those dumb people in the gospel did not do, to make up for their mistake, because we will not be like them. We will be so much better.